Andrew Jacked is out of the Arnold Classic. Dave Palumbo here with an RxMuscle news update. Andrew Jacked is out of the Arnold Classic. He has pulled himself out of the show, citing that he just does not have his head in the game 100%. He's being pulled in multiple directions, and he doesn't feel that if he can show up at the show and be his absolute best, he doesn't want to do it, which is a great decision. I think it's honest. From what I understand from Chris Aceto, he really wasn't planning on doing the Arnold Classic. And it was a shocker when I saw the list come out, actually, because Chris had told me that Andrew was going to wait and do Texas again this summer, and then he was going to do the Olympia. So I think what happened was probably he was contacted by the Arnold Classic people who, of course, wanted him in the show. Maybe Andrew said, you know what, I'll do it. Let me give it a try. It is $300,000. I mean, who can't use $300,000 first place? This is a show that Andrew can win, or at least place top 3 for sure. I don't think Andrew at the time knew that Hadi Chupin was going to be in the show, but I'm sure he committed and said that he's going to try his best. Now, what Chris told me that was kind of unusual was that Andrew wasn't planning on starting his prep until January 1st, which I thought was kind of weird because that's really only like 2 months to get in shape for a show of the caliber like the Arnold. It didn't make sense to me, but I guess Andrew had a lot of distractions. And when you have distractions, it's hard to prep for a big show like that. And look, let's face it, Andrew doesn't go to these shows looking just to place. He wants a win. He said it himself in his post that he put on Instagram. So not showing up at his absolute best was not going to be something that he wanted. Let's face it, in Texas, Andrew was probably the best we'd seen him in 2023. At the Olympia, he was not the best that we'd seen him. And I think it was because also he was being distracted, pulled in multiple directions. He has family in Nigeria he goes to see. I know after the Texas Pro, he had flown back to Nigeria, which, he only had 7-8 weeks left to the Olympia. That probably wasn't the best idea, but, family comes first for him, and as it should, and he just wasn't at his best at the Olympia. And he still did really well. So I guess he doesn't want another repeat performance of what happened at the Olympia. He wants to be able to be his best on that stage. But you know what? At the end of the day, this is professional bodybuilding. And if you want to be Mr. Olympia and you want to be the best, you have to make sacrifices. I hate to say it. I know we like to say on paper it sounds great. Hey, family first and this is that. But bodybuilding is about sacrifices. Arnold said it himself. Arnold didn't go to his father's funeral, or so the story is. Dorian made all these sacrifices for bodybuilding. Ronnie did. And it affects your personal life. It affects your family life. It affects all the people around you. Sometimes your businesses. I know Phil Heath had some problems, when he decided to start his own supplement company. Gifted Nutrition in the middle of his career wasn't the best option for him as well. You have to be able to have laser focus and tunnel vision. And yes, I understand why Andrew pulled out of the show, but at the end of the day, if he wants to win the Olympia, he's going to have to be able to dedicate himself 100% to bodybuilding for a period of time and have no distractions and no exceptions to that. Otherwise, he'll just be another great bodybuilder because he's got tremendous gifts and genetics and I mean, his physique is spectacular, but he'll never get to that next level of winning the big show if he can't be laser focused and he can't block out these other distractions, which are not distractions. It's part of life. I understand that, but that's what it takes to be a great bodybuilder. And so I'm sure Chris Aceto is going to have that talk with him at some point and see where his head's at. And hopefully we see a great Andrew Jacked later this year, and hopefully we see the best Andrew Jacked we've ever seen at the Olympia, because we know that he is capable of winning that Olympia if he brings his best to the stage. The question is, can he do it? Can he find the time? Can he find the way to block out everything else that's going on and get that laser focus to be the best that he can be? But for now, Andrew is out of both Arnold Classics that he had committed to, and we will be missing him on stage. And it's funny because we were just talking about the show the other day, and I was saying how what a great battle it's going to be between Andrew, Samson, and Hadi Chupin for that Arnold Classic title. I was all excited. It was like a rematch of the Olympia, aside from Derek Lunsford not being in that lineup. Now we're not going to have Andrew there. It's going to be a two-man race between Hadi Chupin and Samson Dauda, which is still going to be a great, great battle up on that stage, and I'm sure we're all going to look forward to it. But Andrew obviously has to take care of some stuff. I respect him for what he's doing. I want to see tremendous improvements over these next couple of months from him. Hopefully he'll be able to really, really spend some good time training, eating, putting on that necessary size, and then wowing us all come this summer. For now, though, I'm Dave Palumbo with an RxMuscle news update.